so great to be here today. I'm Meghna. I'm from Privy, and today we'll be talking a little bit about some updated interfaces that we have for money management and movement. Oh, can you tab? Yeah. So as I mentioned, I'm Meghna. I'm a product manager at Privy. I got my start in crypto doing some mining stuff, and then I worked at Coinbase for many years, but joined Privy about 8 months ago and really excited to be here.
Hello, I'm Andy. I'm a forward deployed engineer at Privy. Previous to Privy, I was actually a Privy customer and I loved the product so much I decided to join. And I got my start out of college working in finance at BlackRock, and then quickly, found the crypto to be the better rails. So what is Privy? Privy is a secure, scalable wallet infrastructure. Primarily, we allow for you to quickly spin up embedded wallets into your platforms, whether this is like an application you're building or a fully, server-side payments infrastructure. Spinning up wallets is super simple with Privy. We have over 2,000 applications that use us and 120 million users total. Typically, we process around $15 billion in stablecoin or like native currency transfers and wallets a month. And it's super fast, super secure, and very easy to spin up as many wallets as you want. Before I jump into this, I want to talk a little about the bounties for this hackathon. We recently launched 3 different products. One of the products being deposit addresses. This is a very easy way to fund your embedded wallets with Privy. You can send any asset on any chain to a deposit address and quickly route these funds to a single asset on a single chain, providing a way more seamless deposit and funding experience for your embedded wallets. The second product we launched is called Privy Earn. This is a unified interface to interact with interest earning vaults on the blockchain. Think like Morpho. It's a simple API call. You can quickly take USDC from your wallet and deposit it into a Morpho vault and start earning interest immediately. And we provide all the APIs for depositing into these vaults, getting your balances in these vaults, and tracking your users' positions. It's a very simple way to earn interest on any idle balances. And the third thing we've recently launched is an Agent CLI. This gives your Claude agents, your Codex agents, access to your wallets for sending transactions, authenticating directly into any embedded wallet in your application. And it's a really cool way for your agents to start interacting with Privy wallets pretty seamlessly. I'll start off by talking about agent wallets here. We've launched a skill, and what the skill is, it just gives your agent complete access to the Privy SDKs and our APIs and how to interact with them. It's pretty simple to spin up a wallet with Privy, and it's even easier to give access to your agent. Your agent you can quickly fund these wallets. Your agent has complete access to them. They can send transactions, sign messages, interact with the blockchain, like it's full power of your wallet. It's really easy to give access to your agent. Once you have an embedded wallet with Privy, you can quickly install this skill, and your agent can then authenticate and get access through like a session to this embedded wallet. You're still in the loop the whole time. You're controlling the funding, you're controlling access to the wallet, and you can even set up like policies with Privy to prevent the agent from acting maliciously or interacting with bad smart contracts. And you can quickly just like see how your agent can interact with these wallets, but also at the same time be kind of constrained on what it can do on the blockchain, so it doesn't just completely drain your wallet. It's fully backed by our cryptography that we launched with all of our authentication methods. It's an ephemeral signing key that you're basically giving your agent access to the wallet for a short time period. These are generated like per transaction, and you basically can just give the agent access. It can access your wallet, and you can quickly revoke these permissions whenever you want. And the last thing is like with the skill file, the agent has full access to all of our SDKs and our OpenAPI SDKs. This gives it an easy way to know how to send transactions requests to Privy, how to sign messages, and what to do with those outputs, and how to broadcast your transactions to the blockchain. The agents are pretty smart, so they don't know what to do, but this just gives them, the harness on how to do it. I'll pass it over to Meghna to talk about deposit addresses.
Awesome. So like Andy mentioned, we launched deposit addresses about 2 weeks ago now. If we can go to the next slide, please. And so deposit addresses are a really exciting new way to fund your Privy wallet. One of the best things about it is that these are persistent per user addresses. So you can spin up an EVM deposit address for folks that are building with EVM wallets, which is hopefully everybody here. And you can automate all sorts of like bridging and swapping. So if you're moving, across L1 and L2, all of that kind of gets handled for you. So all you need to think about is building on, with your, canonical token on your canonical chain. And all of the bridging and swapping is happening for you when users actually deposit those funds. A couple other things that I think are pretty interesting about this is that there are no verification flows. It is entirely cross-border. You don't need to think about KYC. Folks can just send money and it will just work. And that's kind of the magic of, building funding infrastructure with Privy. And then the last thing, of course, is this kind of universal asset support. We support tons of assets across L1 and L2 already today, and we'll continue adding assets. So please feel free, if you're building with an asset that we don't have support for, come up to the booth, come talk to us, and we'll see what we can do in real time. If we can go to the we go to the next slide, please. So, and the second thing that I wanted to talk today about is Earn. So, like Andy mentioned, if we can go to the next slide, please. We recently also launched something that enables really embedded yield infrastructure in your wallets. So today, wallets aren't just a place where you can hold funds. They're really a place that you can earn and transact out of as well. And so what we've gone ahead and built is a really simplified interface for interacting with some of the leading yield providers on chain. So we have integrations with Aave, Morpho, a number of other builders as well. So we're really excited to be working with this really great set of teams. And what's great about this API is that you can really easily deposit, withdraw, track your balance. We're working on some more interesting things to do with this as well, like spending out of your balance eventually. And we have some really fun ideas on what you guys can build with it. But I'll wrap it up here just by saying that, a lot of you know Privy from auth, from wallets, but we're really focused on building financial infrastructure. And so wallets are really just a starting point. We are taking on this whole world of money movement and management. And we're so excited to see what you build. We hope to award some really great projects with some bounties this weekend. And please come up to the booth to ask any questions if you've got them. Yeah, please.
Cool. So you can build. Yeah, why not? I kind of asked this to every presenter. So you can obviously build a lot of stuff on top of this. For you guys personally, what are the most exciting projects you've seen built with it?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch. What feature were you talking about?
What projects have you seen that were built on top that really excite you? Like, somebody built something that,
Yeah, definitely. So I can just kind of talk through a couple of different projects that are really exciting and are building with Privy. So if you can tap back to Earn for a second. We recently announced that we'll be powering the Earn infrastructure inside of Deel's new wallets. So as we think about, creating really like global access to stablecoins, Deel launched a stablecoin account for contractors all around the world. They're starting in Argentina. I think this launched about a week ago now. And actually within those wallets, users will be able to get paid in US dollars. Those dollars will be converted to a US dollar stablecoin, and they'll actually be able to earn yield through a Centaura vault that's deployed on Morpho. And so folks outside the United States can actually earn yield on US dollars, and they'll be working on additional functionality for folks to use with that account as well. And so I think that's a really exciting example of how folks are working and like actually making real world usage and spending out of stablecoin accounts. I would say that there's a couple other really exciting builders that are using Privy today. One of those builders is Ramp. So we powered the stablecoin accounts for Ramp as well. So, that was, the Deel use case was much more like business to consumer. The Ramp use case is much more business to business. So businesses all around the world now are using Ramp to also have access to that same, level of like banking services and, safe custody of funds. And so it's really, really exciting to see some of the biggest fintechs kind of around the world are starting to build using Privy, starting to build using blockchains. And we're so excited to be supporting them. Yeah.
Hi, this is sort of a broad question, but has your team considered working with ENS and integrating that into your service?
We're always looking for new ways to make the interfaces a little easier to use. Like, I think rewind like a year ago, all of our transactions had to be like embedded call data itself. Like you had to actually explicitly say what token you're transferring down to the smart contract level. And since then, we've built out like very high level APIs to make transferring assets a lot easier. To answer your question, what ENS could have potentially enabled there is just making the destination of who you're sending funds to a little easier too. Right now, you still have to put a wallet address in, but I could see a world where you could put in like privy.eth or any ENS address and make it really simple to transfer assets to a simple destination. Yeah. Any other questions?
Is it possible to do a custom integration with the Earn feature?
Yeah, we're always looking for new partners with Earn. So if you can tab back like a slide or two, we have a number of different partners, but we're kind of announcing new partners all the time. So if you're excited about getting your your yield or Earn functionality integrated into Privy, definitely please reach out and we can talk through next steps together.
In the beginning, you showed a 20 millisecond latency. What is that referring to? Is it possible to be below that?
Do you want to talk about your device?
So our signing latencies, we've been really investing in bringing these down. And what this looks like is Privy has moved most of our wallet architecture from what we used to have as client-side private key reconstitution, where you would sign from the client. We've moved all that to be server-side, which has given us a lot more capabilities, like the Earn features, the agentic features, just giving like more programs access to these wallets through our APIs. But with that, there obviously is some overhead because you have to send an API request to Privy, and that transaction needs to be signed through like our secure enclave, where we actually reconstitute the keys. When we first launched this product, I think our signing latencies were around 100 milliseconds, which was pretty slow. But since then, we made a lot of investments in bringing these to be as fast as possible. To answer your question about like what is this 20 milliseconds actually referring to, this is the actual amount of time it takes when we get an API request from your backend to our backend, and how long it takes for us to reconstitute the key, apply any policies that you may have around signing what can be signed, and actually signing that transaction and broadcasting to the blockchain. This is not like 20 milliseconds to actually landing. This is 20 milliseconds to us running all of our steps, all of our cryptography, getting that key reconstituted, and actually signing the transaction itself. We're still investing in bringing this down as fast as we can. Every millisecond counts in the blockchain, as we know. Yeah. I mean, when we first started, we launched everything in an enclave itself, and since then we built out like WebSocket infrastructure from our API layer to what the secure Nitro Enclave and where the keys are actually reconstituted. That's helped us shave off a lot of milliseconds. The enclave itself does not have network requests, so a lot of the overhead was happening when we were actually getting a signature request before we actually signed in the enclave. We've tried to parallelize that as much as possible to make sure that any pre-checks that happen before the signatures, the keys actually reconstituted and then signing are happening as asynchronously in parallel as possible. And that's helped us bring down a lot of this overhead. Also just like building out more regional coverage as well. The enclave was originally launched just in US East 1, but a lot of our customers are global. So we've done a global rollout of our infrastructure anywhere from like the West Coast of the United States, Singapore, Europe. We have servers in Asia, and we're rolling out servers in like Latin America and Africa as well. Just more regional coverage so we have more edges across the world that you can hit our APIs as fast as possible. Any other questions?
My question is a little bit more technical. It's about Shamir secret sharing. Do you have any plans to integrate to have some partners, for example, where I can choose where I want to store different parts of secret. Right now, there are some options to download it and store it on Google Cloud, for example. But maybe do you plan to invest in this area to just have more bigger ecosystem where I can store different parts and next reconstruct?
I know that you've got a good idea on this one.
What the question's referring to is how our private keys are actually reconstituted when we do server-side signing. We use something called Shamir secret sharing, where we actually take the key itself and split it into multiple shards. And then when the signature request comes into Privy, we reconstitute the key in memory, sign the transaction, and immediately destroy it. So your question is like, can we have more granularity and control over where we store some of these shards? We built out some integrations with bigger customers that have some security concerns about where these shards are stored. We call this like bringing your own cloud to Privy. And this allows you to like actually plug in where you want to store your portion of the shard and where Privy stores its portion, because we still store a portion ourselves. And if you wanted to bring your own cloud or bring like Google Cloud, for example, AWS, your own enclave, we do provide those kinds of integrations where you can actually store your keys wherever you want, and we can reconstitute them using your secrets. This is something we're rolling out like slowly, but it's something we're seeing more demand for, especially as we're onboarding like more institutional customers and fintech customers that have a lot of security concerns. Any other questions?
How you doing? I'm actually new to your platform. I installed it the other day after seeing the CEO at ETHCon. How many additional networks are you going to be adding as far as like sidechain, multi-chain?
So, kind of as the slide alludes to, we support over 40 different chains at Privy. So we actually have a chain support doc on our website that I'm happy to point you to after this. But yeah, we support all of the EVM and SVM compatible chains and a wider set even beyond that. So, we are a very agnostic, unopinionated set of wallet infrastructure. And if there's a chain that you're really excited to build on, definitely, and we don't support, definitely come talk to us at the booth and we can see what we can do. All right. Any last questions? All right. Thank you so much, team.